repeat that? Okay. And there are still some hiring opportunities in the city of Haslett. There's a Parks and Grounds crew leader, there's a grounds maintenance worker, a staff accountant, there's water maintenance workers, positions 1 and 2. So if you have any interest or skills in those areas, you might want to seek an opportunity with the city of Haslett. And then moving on to agenda item 4, approval of the November 29th, 2022 regular meeting minutes. And we do have the revised minutes showing that I was absent at the last meeting. So if you are looking at the minutes that were included in the packet, please ignore that and recognize the change in the handout that was given to us.
All right, I move that we accept the minutes as revised.
Okay, Mr. Wallach's moved to approve the minutes as written. Is there a second?
I second it.
All in favor? Motion passes. Moving on, agenda item 5A, discuss, consider, and act regarding the approval of the Sweetgrass Phase 1C final replat. And we will begin with our staff presentation.
Yeah, Chairman and members of the commission, this is a small revision or replat of some land that was originally encumbered by a 20-foot gas easement, which is going to be taken away, and therefore these lots will be able to be developed. And so this plat shows 4 lots that are going to have buildable houses on it, and one's going to be 53X, which is a drainage and utility easement, which would be an HOA maintained lot. And the developer has met all our requirements on the plat. We're recommending approval of it.
Is there anyone wishing to speak for or against agenda item 5A, public hearing? Recognizing there is no one in the room or anyone dialed in, we'll close the public hearing and we'll move to discussion. Any questions for the city staff?
Okay, I've got a couple of questions. So the first question is there a city expectation that we're looking for when they divide land that we should have it at least at half an acre? Is that just what we've kind of traditionally wanted, or is this what we desire?
Well, it goes by the zoning of the property. This happens to be under a planned development, and the standards for this development are lower than 20,000 square foot that you would have in a normal, R2 zoning, or of course under an acre. So it meets the zoning requirement.
Okay, that was the first question. Can you, I don't have my phone. Can you scroll up to show the actual layout of the plot? Okay, the other concern I have is on number 7, the one that's 12,624. Are those lots next to that? Are those about the same size, or are they bigger? I guess my concern is it appears there's like almost half acre lots, and then this one little spot here we have. I know the HOA thing is small on purpose. We're trying to build a house on what appears to be a third of an acre.
In this particular subdivision, lot 7 is more typical, and the reason why it has lot 7 on there, that's already a platted lot, and what's happening with this replat of it is that easement's going away. So they're actually gaining a little bit of more usable land, and the new lots would be the 54, 55, and 56. And so those 3 lots are actually larger.
Okay, that's all I have.
There are no other questions. Is there a motion?
I'd like the motion that we accept the plat revision as presented.
Okay, there's a motion to approve presented.
Second.
Motion been seconded. All in favor? Motion passes. Moving on, agenda item 6, status of current projects. There's an exhibit in our packet that we received. Does anybody have any questions on those? Okay, no questions on that. Anything for our future meeting agendas in January that we be aware of at this time?
There may be a plat. I'm not quite sure yet if it's gonna make it.
Any other business that time to be aware of?
No, sir. We have several things that probably coming up on an agenda past that, but we're not quite ready for it. We'll have a ordinance amendment, several other things, perhaps even a couple zoning cases. But those will probably end up being in February unless we can get everything done. I'm working on an ordinance right now, and hopefully it'll get done in time for the meeting. If it is, we'll have it on there.
Are there any workshop topics that we need to be discussing? Or any input that this group could offer on the rewrites that you're doing?
Not at this time. I think you'll find the one what it is. There's some mentions in the zoning ordinance for a I-35 corridor overlay district, and there's references to it, but we don't. It's not set out what it is. So I'm bringing forth ordinance that will actually identify that area. That's what'll be the discussion.
Did you find the old overlays and the old ordinances?
We found the old map.
But you didn't find the documentation behind that?
No, that the documentation has just wasn't there. So,
There used to be a whole overlay.
Yeah. But it's not even mentioned in the current, except as in the sign part.
All right. Anything else we need to be aware of? Ben?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. At this time, we'll adjourn. The time is 6:37 p.m. Still don't have a record.
Boy, you let it drag out.
Let it drag out. That's funny.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Almost feel bad about having you guys come up here for that.